up eating chicken and rice, you know it's the ultimate comfort food. And like many comfort foods, it's a dish that is deceptively simple.
But what we've got here is a bulletproof method for getting perfectly cooked rice and really moist, juicy chicken every single time. Of course, we're talking about arroz con pollo, and that pollo means that we're going to start with the chicken. Now, what we have here are 6 bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. What I want to do first is pat them dry with paper towels and season them with salt and pepper. Now, this is a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. We'll go ahead and flip these over, make sure to season them on both sides. This is one of the cardinal sins that people make, is they don't season their food enough right at the start of cooking. Now, these are going to go into our Dutch oven. I have 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil that's been heating in there over medium heat. So we're gonna let these cook skin side down without moving them around. And that way they'll build some fond on the bottom of the pot. Some of the fat is gonna render too. It's gonna make for a great dish. That's gonna take about 7 to 9 minutes. Now we're going to make the flavor base of arroz con pollo. It's the flavor base for a lot of Latin cooking, and that is, as you know, the sofrito.
So the ingredients that go into a sofrito can change from region to region, and this is the cook's country sofrito.
That's right, it's our sofrito. We have 1 cup of cilantro, and this is both the leaves and the stems. And we have a 1/2 cup of chopped onion, 5 cloves of garlic that we've chopped. I have a teaspoon of ground cumin, and 1 more ingredient that's over there, and that is cubanelle pepper. Now, cubanelle pepper is used often in Latin cooking, and a lot of people make the mistake of substituting a green bell pepper. Cubanelle has a much sweeter flavor and it's perfect for our sofrito. This is 1 cubanelle pepper, and we've stemmed and seeded it and chopped it. All right, let's put the lid on. And now I'm gonna let the processor go for about 20 seconds. I want this to be pretty finely chopped, and I may need to scrape down the sides a couple of times. Let me get the sofrito out of there.
That would taste good in almost anything.
And we're gonna use it in 2 applications here as well, so aren't you clever? So I need that little bowl. All right, I'm gonna take 2 tablespoons and just reserve it. We're gonna use that a little later on. And for now, all we need to do is wait on the chicken to finish cooking on this first side, and I'm gonna flip it over and let it go on the second side for exactly the same amount of time, 7 to 9 minutes. You can see I flipped the chicken over. It was 7 to 9 minutes on that first side, 7 to 9 minutes on the second side. Oh, that browning means flavor. And you can see it's given off quite a bit of fat to the pot, and that's a good thing. Now we're gonna use some of that. Let's see how much we have in this pot. We only need 2 tablespoons, and that is just about perfect. So I'm gonna add this right back, and we're going to heat that back up on medium heat because I just took it out of the pot. It's nice and hot. I'm gonna go ahead and add 1/2 cup of chopped onion. And we're gonna go ahead and cook this onion about 3 to 5 minutes over medium until that onion starts to soften. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the chicken skins.
That favorite part.
From the chicken. Now, we're not going to use the skins in this recipe, but you could, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and continue to render them in a skillet, keep them warm in the oven. They're so crispy, crunchy, you know.
Eat them as kitchen snacks.
Exactly, but you don't want to eat them right off of the chicken like this because the chicken is still undercooked. Chicken fat and onions.
Smells good.
We already browned the chicken. Let's talk about the rice. Now, arroz con pollo has a more creamy, kind of cohesive consistency. So we're gonna get that by using medium grain rice. And this is authentic to the dish. It's 2 cups of medium grain rice. This has been rinsed. And also our super secret, not so secret, ingredient. This is also authentic in some recipes. This is a tablespoon of sazon. And we're gonna cook it until the rice turns translucent. That's gonna take about 2 minutes.
Sazon is the signature spice blend of Latino cooks. It's used in everything from beans and rice to soup stews and more. Now, there are many blends and ingredients can vary, and we're using culantro y achiote in this recipe. But sazon traditionally contains ground annatto, or achiote seeds, which lends a rich yellow color. Garlic powder, cumin, and coriander are also often included. And you can look for sazon in the Latin American or international section of the supermarket.
All right, so we're seeing a little bit of translucency, and it smells so good in this kitchen. Now we want to stop it from overcooking at this point, so we're going to deglaze the pan with 2.5 cups of chicken stock. That's looking good. Now, a few more ingredients. So in many dishes in Latin cooking, they have something called alcaparada, and that is a condiment, and it usually contains green olives and capers. This is a 1/4 cup of green olives, the pimento stuff type, and we've gone ahead and cut them in half. and 2 tablespoons of rinsed and drained capers. It's gonna add a really piquant and briny flavor. We've got a couple of bay leaves, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice for some brightness, and we've got a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. And way down yonder,
I recognize this.
yes,
That's our sofrito.
it's the rest of the sofrito. So we're gonna put it in at this point.
That's a lot of flavor.
It sure is. And the brininess of the olives
I
and
smell
capers.
garlic, smell cilantro. That's gonna be delicious.
Smell everything. All right, so at this point, we're gonna nestle the chicken right back in this mixture. Any juices? If this is up to a simmer, that is perfect. So we're gonna put a lid on it, and this is going to go into a 350-degree oven and cook for about 20 minutes. It's not going to burn on the bottom as it might on the stovetop. Chicken's still in the oven, and while it's in there, let's talk a little bit about sauce.
Let's talk about sauce.
Now, we found a couple of recipes that made an herb sauce to go with the arroz con pollo. Just drizzle it on top, and we love that idea. And we're making it even easier, starting with mayonnaise. This is a half a cup mayonnaise because we want a nice creamy sauce. All right, and we have 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. So, puckery. A little bit of salt, 1/8 teaspoon, and the magic ingredient.
The secret 2 tablespoons of sofrito you took out at the beginning.
Exactly. So this is going to add tons of flavor. It's really, really packed full of flavor. And we're going to let this process for about 30 seconds. We're going to see that it's going to turn a beautiful green color. Look at that color. It almost looks like a salad dressing.
It does.
Like green goddess. All right, so let me go ahead and scrape this into a bowl. And you can see the consistency. It really is a sauce.
That's very cool.
Now I'm going to cover this with plastic and put it in the fridge. It's just going to wait on the chicken and the final dish.
Yum.
The arroz con pollo was in the oven for 20 minutes, and I let it rest here for 15 minutes just so the rice can absorb any excess moisture in there. If we were to cook it all the way through for 35 minutes, the rice can be very, very mushy. So we should see a nice plume of steam here. Oh,
I'm smelling so many things at once.
it
Smells delicious.
smells amazing. And look at the colors in there. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to do my best to fish out the 2 bay leaves. I'm going to take a fork and just start fluffing that rice.
Look at the texture of that rice.
So
it's
good.
perfection.
And now, a half cup of thawed peas. And look how beautiful that is.
That's a looker.
All right, so we are ready to eat. Oh, beautiful rice there for you. Look at that. There you go. Chicken thigh. And of course, we have our sofrito sauce that we made earlier and some lemons.
I'm excited to try that sauce.
What are you going for first? The rice?
The rice. Oh, that's got some deep, hearty flavor. My goodness.
You know, it's that forward brininess from the capers and the olives that really come through.
But that sauce, it adds a little kick of that fresh sofrito at the end. Get a little of that chicken in there now. And I love that you used bone-in thighs. That bone added some good flavor to the rice.
That's exactly right.
Oh, it's perfectly tender. When I'm feeling under the weather, this is what I want. Not chicken noodle soup, I want arroz con pollo. To make our version of arroz con pollo, start with bone-in chicken thighs, medium grain rice, and sazon. To give the dish an authentic flavor, make a sofrito in the food processor with fresh cilantro, chopped onion, a cumin pepper, some garlic, and a little cumin. After browning the chicken, add the rice and sazon to the fat left in the pot. And to round out the dish, add some pimento stuffed green olives, capers, and some green peas. Served with a creamy sofrito sauce, this is the best chicken and rice you've ever tasted. So from Cook's Country, an authentic version of arroz con pollo.
Thanks for watching Cook's Country from America's Test Kitchen. So what'd you think?
Leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or just say hi.
Now you can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
Alligator.